A total of 16,043,953 Ghana cedis was captured in the 2015 annual report on the petroleum funds to have been the payment made for the construction of dams and irrigation infrastructure in the Upper East and West, Central and the Volta regions. In the Agwati-Meziope and the Ketu North districts in the Volta region, the Keyime and the Ohawu irrigation projects were respectively captured as benefiting from the 16 million Ghana cedis. We visit the two projects to ascertain the progress of work and to check whether value for money was considered. In December 2014, the Ghana Irrigation Authority awarded the Keyime irrigation project located at Azonko in the Agwati-Meziope district and the Ohawu irrigation projects located at Ohawu in the Ketu South district to Gruma Twins Company Limited at a project cost of 11.4 million Ghana cedis.
In rains, they are not able to harness water and they are not able to farm. And that source of water used to be, is what the water that they drink, they use it for washing, and it was a major problem. So since 2000 and I think 2007, 2008, the request started coming. We did our studies, we were supposed to really start work around that time, but it couldn't happen. Where to get funds from, and it was really of a challenge. So 2013, then this year again they started putting in requests because it's rain-fed agriculture that is being practiced within that enclave. It means that they will have to wait till it rains before they start their farming activities. In the south here, the rainfall is very erratic. So most of the time you go to the community and people are sitting down idle waiting for the rain. But with the onset of irrigation, it means that instead of sitting down waiting for the rain or harvesting and making some returns maybe once a year, it's going to make it twice now.
Established in 1974, the Keyime project was in its second phase of irrigation and drainage construction when the dam's embankment failed, leading to season of further development. A total of 459 meters of canal were at the time completed, but as of December 2014, these structures were dilapidated. Gruma Twins Company Limited by agreement is to make the 18 months stipulated project duration ready in June 2016, calculated from December 2014. Any delay on the part of the contractor or the financier in completing the project will extend the distresses and tribulations of communities and project's catchment area who, for decades, have been resorting to unsafe drinking water sources and an unstable rainfall pattern for farming.
The
project is held in high esteem by community members for obvious reasons. According to Joseph Nate, a considerable number of people in and around Azonko will be given a reason not to migrate into cities when the project comes on stream.
We used to cultivate, it's a vegetable crops actually. But you see, I think the focus of government is to ensure that there's job creation within the every setup so that the youths that run from the villages and maybe their communities to Accra, looking for greener pastures, can stay within their community and work. So more or less, when this project is completed, what we expect is it will boost the agricultural network in that area. It's a farming community, and they are going to go into vegetable cultivation.
In the Ketu North District, the Ohawu Township plays host to the Ohawu Agricultural College. It is here that the Ohawu Dam can be found. An earlier rehabilitation in 2002 failed to reap the full benefit to the people. Now, the rehabilitation of this dam is planned as the beginning of the total development of the entire valley for rice cultivation in this area. Primarily, the project also serves as the experimental grounds for the Ohawu Agric students.
It's one of the places that the students were actually going to do their project work, especially those who are doing experimental project work, because they will use it to irrigate their crops and then do certain, what do you call it, specific projects, which is part of the academic requirement. But every research tool has an aim. Is it that they want to see if you apply this, what will be the effect on their crops? Is it going to increase yield? Is it going to help control pests and diseases? That was there, which in a way was very helpful to the student. When it had the problem, we had to use our own water pump, because they now have to do it here instead of down at the dam there. Now when we are using the dam here, our own pump, the cost of electricity is a problem. And you know, there is little funding, and because of that, if we now have to spend more on using water for irrigation that is generated by a pump that is built by ECG, of course, it's taking a toll on our little expenditure. So for us, I think it's a welcome news that if they get it established again, at least for our project, student project work, they could conduct it there again, and this current financial burden on us at least will be lifted.
For the Ohawu community, even though there's a temporary suspension of works pending the dam's foundation reinforcement, it is currently the source from which members have their fish. As a school, you had your needs and wants.
Yeah.
Will you say the rehabilitation of the dam was what was on top of your scale of preference?
Yeah, it may not be on top of our scale of preference, but if you look at the larger picture, that's other stakeholders benefit, you would agree that it's something that has to be done. Our different number one would have been an expansion in our classroom, because we now have students 6 in a room that's supposed to take 4. Even when the school first started, it's just for 2. That's in accommodation. And for lecture theaters, now we're even using our dining hall and our exam hall as lectures, because the lecture classrooms were meant for a maximum of 50 students. And we have a class that is 130 something, a class that is 99, a class that is 60. So there is no any class that can fit in the rate now. So for us, we would have gone in for expansion in our lecture theaters. So if you look at the community per se, because the school is also to benefit the community. So if the irrigation is going to benefit them, it will be inappropriate for one to say that your number one item is what should be considered.
When the project comes on stream, an estimated number of over 2,500 persons in communities along the valley from Ohawu to Afife will benefit from the project. Further delays on this project will continue disrupting academic work at Ohawu Agricultural College and to reduce the number of students into experimental agriculture.
Problem was that a lot of students do not even want to do a lot of experimental work. Because the pump that we're using, electricity interruptions are there, apart from even the bill. And because what we are doing now, it is not an established irrigation field. It means they have to fetch the water from the taps, which is also cumbersome for them, because they are doing this alongside with the regular classroom courses. So, of course, numbers will decline. Who want to do, most of them shifted to social research, which you just go about interviewing people rather than having to be carrying water midnight because you have to kill this one fetch, we fetch. But we didn't lay any pipes for it to be irrigated. No, you just have to use watering tanks.
As at the time of our visit in January 2016, the Keyime project was 90% complete. The dam's embankment has been completed. What is left is the development of the land on which the crops will be cultivated and the finishing touches on the canals and the spillway channel. The Ohawu project, before its suspension, was 40% complete. But these feats have been achieved by Gruma Constructions Limited, not without financial breaches on the part of the Finance Ministry. At a meeting with the Chief Executive Officer of Gruma Twins Company Limited, Safo Al-Hassan Zakari, Mr. Zakari could not hold back to his frustrations as he pours them out to the ASAP team visiting.
Do you know when was the last time Gruma Twins was paid on this project? Look at the certificates that are with finance. Look at the total certificates that are with finance. All these monies are not paid. All this money. This is Ohawu Keyime. This is where you are. It's not paid. Another Ohawu Keyime. It's not paid. Another Ohawu Keyime. It's not paid. This one for the other project is not paid. This one is not paid. This one is not paid. All in total, 14,349,000. And we are standing here and talking about what? And talking about what? My brother driver. And talking about what? Over 140 billion. And talking about what? I see this, madam. That one alone is enough for my bankers to put me into jail. Look at the kind of collateral that you use to support this, to get that money, and you people will take it and keep it there and said, you'll be paid, you'll be paid, you'll be paid, and you are not paid until December, until January, until February. Even the first quarter is not yet out. So we don't even know whether, if it is out, how much is going to be the quantum, whether they will give us a lot to our ministry, which can supply. I'm not the only contractor, we are many.
On February 4th, 2016, the Finance Minister was reported as saying that he will return to Parliament for a downward review of oil figures anticipated for the year 2016. This already is giving multiple headaches to Mr. Al-Hassan Zakari.
What have been allocated to Agric for this year is about 60 million. And the 60 million will cater for this kind of these things that you have been saying. These things all have been captured in. But last year, it was also captured in somewhere around the corner. According to A and B, they say your oil market has dropped drastically down. So the revenue that the finance are expecting to be able to use has not flow as they expected. So therefore, all budget that you know that it has been done has to be cut by 2/3. So now, if they are going to cut the 60 by 2/3, what is going to happen this year again? So that is the carry forward from last year that they've cut by 2/3 to come this year, and then in total around 60 million. So when they start the budget 2 now on March, when they release the first release on March, first quarter, and then it happens that oil is going down, which means they will. They will.
That means your money is not coming in.
They will, yes. So I have to be sitting down and waiting. Last year, agric budget was slashed by 2/3, which affected these projects. So if this year to the budget, we don't know what God will do. If it is going to be slashed somewhere around the middle of the year, Jesus Christ.
Per the delays in payment of monies due Gruma Constructions, it is already certain that the 11.4 million Ghana cedis total project cost paid from the oil revenues is ballooning to unsustainable limits.
There is.
What's
there
the
is.
penalty?
In fact, he will pay interest. From the day, you don't see them with their dates. In any day that he pays this money, I will then total this date with the date of payment that it reflects into my account, and then see the difference of the date. And some days it's free for the government, and then from there we'll start to calculate interest according to the contract signed. So for the interest they will pay. So the actual money itself is not paid. Now, when the actual money is paid and you ask them to pay interest, when again is the interest also coming?
But the original amount at which it was the contract was awarded, the 11 million. After that, because now you have to be buying materials and stuff for the
fluctuation too is paid.
So
Yes.
I mean,
No, for fluctuation, whenever you raise the certificate, then they will work on it together with the fluctuation to pay you, which means you have paid the difference of the fluctuation. Then now it's now the matter of delay on when you are going to be paid. So we are praying that they should we should be paid this year, all whatever is outstanding.
In summary, the two projects are at various stages of completion, but monies expected to be released from the oil revenues to fund these life-saving projects are released sporadically.